Uh, the day has finally come where all the lies crumble in on themselves, the posturing sorts of gives way to reality, which is Donald Trump giving up on retaining the presidency. Recently, and when I say recently, I mean mere hours ago, the GSA has released the funds and has released a letter to Joe Biden and his campaign to formally start the transition process from Donald Trump to Biden, basically being a White House acknowledgement that Trump has lost the election. You can read a little bit of it here. As you know, the GSA ambassador does not pick or certify a winner for the presidential election. Instead, the GSA ambassador's role under the act is extremely narrow: to make resources and services available in connection with a presidential transition. As stated, because of recent developments involving legal challenges and certifications of election results, I have determined that you may access the post-election resources and services described by Section 3 of the Act upon request. The actual winner of the presidential election will be determined by the electoral process detailed in the Constitution. Section 7, the Act, my bad. Section 7 of the Act and Public Law 116 to 159, dated October 1st to 2020, which provides continuing appropriations until December 11th, 2020, makes $6,300,000 available to you to carry out the provisions of Section 3 of the Act. So that's it. It's a very small thing. There's more to the letter, but I don't really care for reading all of it. It's basically the General Service Administration sucking his own dick and being like, I'm great at my job. I definitely am not in the pocket of Donald Trump. Please don't hate me. If I get out of this job, I'd like to get another job as being a COSI lobbyist. Please, I'm a good boy. Okay, so that's basically the rest of the article. There's no point in going over it. That's the important part, which is basically just the White House saying, because some election results were certified, Michigan was certified, Georgia's going to be certified, Trump lost the election. He can't win. All right, it's over. So what does this mean? Well, not necessarily too much, because at the end of the day, Trump was going to leave office and Biden was going to get in. It just makes the transition more smooth now. The actual, smooth, transition of power that we would like to see here in the United States is going to be much more smoother, and Joe Biden no longer has to crowdfund his transition on Twitter. No longer does he have to do like sub goals to try to get his a transition team in place to take over once Trump leaves office. So that's cool. You know what else is cool? MAGA people molding. And when I say molding, I mean pretending like nothing's happening. So Donald Trump released something the other day. And when I say the other day, I still mean today. And it goes like this. Here's a little tweet. I want to thank Emily Murphy at GSA for her steadfast dedication and loyalty to our country. She has been harassed, threatened, and abused, and I will not want to see this happen to her, her family, or her employees of GSA. Our case strongly continues. We will keep up the good fight, and I believe we will prevail. Nevertheless, in the best interest of our country, I recommend that Emily and her team do what needs to be done in regards to initial protocols, and have my team do the same. So this is Trump like pretending to stand up and being like, we're fighting. But this is him posturing. This is all posturing, just the same as all the legal challenges that got struck down. This is nothing but posturing from Trump to make it seem like he's still fighting, as in this behind the scenes, the people who are actually pulling the levers and making the transition work. His administration is being shifted out of the way and Biden's is being moved in. That's not going to change, but he's still going to pretend that he's fighting for the people, or whatever, the people. But it's really fun. I decided to see what was going on a couple of conservative sites, and one of the ones in particular that I wanted to see was the Donald.win, because their delusion literally knows no bounds, but they're starting to be corrupted by the forces of doomerism. They are starting to doom really hard. They no longer they're wavering. Okay, they're not as strong as they were before the election, or maybe even the day after the election. They are dooming really hard, and a lot of them have started to jump ship. But I want to take a look at something. Look at some cope with me. For everybody dooming about the transition, read this. And it's like this part that says that Biden's going to get access to the transition money. And then they're like, Section 7 of the Act Protocol, in addition, $1 million authorized to pursue a public law, provide appointees orientation sessions and transition directory. There's nothing here. There's actually nothing here to read, but they said that you need to read it. Thanks for sharing. Brace for the flood. Doomers give up posts. Oh, nice. No doomer fort.png. Nice one. It takes about 1 minute to read through this letter and Trump's tweet to get a full picture. These idiots start crying immediately. Pathetic. So this is I don't really understand what's going on here, but it is really how could I say this? It's really interesting. It is I will praise them for being able to turn literally any loss, literally any anything that goes against Trump's will as being a win. They can't lose. There is no loss in their mind. It's always another 4D chess move. When you look like you're losing, you're actually winning. What are we gonna do about all these threats that keep making people fold? Oh no, they're like, oh no, Antifa keeps making threats. They're like, if you keep this up, you got a bike lock coming to you, boy. And everyone's scared. They're scared. How can we trust that the same won't happen to the court officials? You think like Antifa and BLM are standing outside of judges' homes with baseball bats or whatever and like massive dildos and being like, yeah, if you listen here, okay, you listen here. You're going to catch some shit if you keep this up. Get Biden in, all right? That's our guy. Us. Antifa. Communist. Marxist. BLM. Joe Biden's our guy. Yeah, that's it right there, Chief. Threaten them back and make good on those threats. Ooh, calls for violence. That's a good one right there. Our founders would have taken out these communists long ago. We've remained peaceful for a very long time. We've remained exhausted of our legal options to save the republic and our constitution. We will need to do something. We will have to do some unfortunate things. Bro, this site's gonna get shut down by the FBI. No way this site is not like an FBI honeypot. I know for a fact there's like FBI in here. I'm just being like, yeah, guys, let's get him. Hey, give me your number. Won't happen. Republicans are too nice for that. Not to mention, if we make threats, it can be. You can bet the FBI will follow up the next day. Yep, Chief. Sorry, you can't just make threats on people's lives without getting meme. Oh yeah, here we go. Appear weak when you are strong. It's working. It's work. What is I don't know what the end game here is for Donald Trump, honestly. Like think of this. What's the end game here? So basically they're saying that he let the funds be released and let the transition start because it would just be nicer that way, and the person who's in the administration is being there, she's getting mean letters sent to her or something. She's getting really mean voicemails. So they have to start the transition anyways and let Biden just kind of walk into the White House. But here's where the 4D chess comes in, okay? He walks into the White House and he sets a Scooby-Doo style trap, you know, with the one like the net trap that when you step on it and it's covered in leaves. Like Joe Biden walks into the Oval Office and it's covered in leaves. He's like, what's all these leaves here doing? That's a malarkey. He steps on him and it goes and it gets him. He's like, let me out of here, you dog-faced pony soldier. And then Trump pops out from around the corner. He's like, I've got you. And then on the big and then he presses a button and then the big screen comes down in front of the Resolute desk, and then he starts to play. You know, back when you were in school and they had the teacher would put on the projector with the pull down screen. He'll basically do that, and all this time, okay, all this evidence that they didn't show to the courts or they didn't show in any of their press briefings or anything. All of the news, you know, all of the evidence of voter fraud or whatever that they have, he's going to play on the big screen when all the news organizations are there and they can't turn away. They won't be able to stop it. And then Donald Trump will just win or whatever or something. That's the 4D chess move. Will those who threaten government officials be arrested by the feds? Yes. When? Come 2087? It's almost like those threats really aren't coming and or not serious. That's incredible. The worse this appears like it's going, the more confident I am that there is a plan. Wow, I'm telling. Listen, this is what I mean. They cannot lose. He's like, the worse it looks for Trump, the more as it looks like Trump was going to lose, the more confident he is that Trump's actually going to win. Hold the line. If you didn't know, this is their like rallying cry. When Donald Trump gets bitch slapped out of the Oval Office, they're gonna be like, hold the line. This is all a part of the plan. This is you guys don't see. It's all folding behind the scenes. You guys just don't know. It's really sad to see how it's really actually honestly it's not sad. It's very funny. But this is why you can't praise these people for this is why you can't praise them for not being violent after Trump lost, because most of them still don't believe that Trump has lost. They don't believe it. They think that there's a plan and Donald Trump will pull out in the end. Something wild will happen, and Nancy Pelosi. There's going to be a picture of Nancy Pelosi marking out Trump ballots and then marking in Biden ballots all by herself in her home while eating gallons of ice cream in a public setting while getting her haircut in a supposedly closed salon. And that's going to be what takes down Joe Biden. That's unironically what they believe. It's wild that they live in such a fantasy world, but I mean, if it keeps them from shooting up Walmarts for the time being, I mean, I'm down for it. Why is there an advert for the National Suicide Hotline? Have you seen these people, Kat? Have you seen these people? Look at them. Look at all this cope, dude. You can only cope so hard until you need to reach out for some help. So yeah, that's I think this is actually the National Suicide Hotline. I love how they put a crying Wojak on it. Wait, can we see that? Oh no, I zoomed in too far. I love how they put a crying Wojak. It's so incredibly serious that they had to put they had to put Pepe on it. Ooh, yes. Hey guys, we should probably put the suicide hotline. These people are very sad. I'm not gonna say that they're full of like mental. I don't know about the mental state, as in like any like mental illnesses that they have, but they are very sad people. If you look at these people, they're very insecure, very sad, very conspiratorial people whose entire identities is posting on the Donald.win about how cool Donald Trump. I mean, look at this. Look how parasocial this is. If you guys didn't, this is a massive parasocial cult of a elderly, obese billionaire who couldn't care less if these guys lived or died, and they are imprinting themselves like a freaking baby duck does its mother after right before eating a whole loaf of white bread given to him at the park. This is look how creepy this is. You know, can I open this in a new tab? It won't let me. I wish I could open this in a new tab. This is just creepy. So yeah, obviously they have a link to the National Suicide Hotline. That's just they need it.